Hey there. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Today we are checking out a new Oris, and not just any ordinary new Oris. This is the first look at the new Caliber 400. What they decided, there's an illustration of the Caliber 400, a beautiful movement. And this is the Aquis date Caliber 400, and this little booklet talks about it. It talks about the company Oris. Oris is an independent watch company. It is not owned by a larger group, and it is not a publicly traded company. So they get to make and reinvent different things with watches, which is really cool. During their whole history, Oris is always focused on mechanical movement watches. It's never done quartz. So that's some neat history of Oris, especially in the 70s. Everybody was moving to quartz. Oris stood its ground and kept making mechanical watches. So today we are looking at the new Caliber 400. You can see it there, and you can see it in the pictures there. It's a new movement. Guess what? 5-day power reserve. That is phenomenal. And the booklet here discusses how it works in very great detail. This is the first watch to have this caliber movement. We're looking at the metal band one here in a second. But this is a great book. Really shows you how the watch is made, how the caliber is done, and all about the history of Oris. So it's a neat book. If you get the watch, definitely take your time to look through it. There's your standard Oris stuff there in that bottom booklet. I'm not going to go through that because we've got a long video. Going to look at some exciting things here with the new Aquis. And we'll open this guy up, and there you go. This one's a beautiful blue, stunning. Now you might say, hey, isn't that the same as the other blue Aquis that Oris makes? And I will tell you, no, it's not. It's a different shade of blue. And we will take a look at it side by side a little bit later in this video so you can see. This one is more of a pure blue. And let's get a look at it. Oh, give me a second. There you go. Very, very cool. And see, it's got the new little tag here. I haven't mentioned this, but they come with a 10-year warranty, and it only needs to be serviced every 10 years. Isn't that phenomenal? That is amazing. And I can't even start to mention about how excited I am about this new movement in the watch. Oris, does make a few of their own movements, but many of their standard watches, they are outside caliber watches, and they modify them slightly to go with whatever they wanted to do. Here you go, without the plastic baggie. You can see phenomenal looking watch. The Aquis is iconic for Oris. It's definitely a great dive watch. It lies flat. It's not too bulky. A lot of dive watches around the boat, you'd be banging them and stuff because they're so thick. This one is comfortable, and you can see there the thickness I was telling you about. And just over the years, they keep, reinventing it slightly, making the watch series a little better. The bezel is, of course, a ceramic bezel. This dive watch is a 300-meter dive watch. And let's take a look at that sweet movement. Get a little glimpse here. It looks beautiful. Definitely. But we'll take a closer look at that in a minute. And we will go check out what else we got to go on here. Well, I can't stop looking at it, guys. Sorry. I know I should continue on to the video, but this is brand new. This is the first model to have this caliber, and after this, who knows what other models are going to put into it. And but because it's such an iconic watch, they're going ahead and doing it there. And this is something else new. See this here? It's an easy way to change your bands. It just kind of snaps out and comes out here like that. Another new feature of this new Oris Aquis Caliber 400. I don't know if they're going to do this to the regular Aquis or not, but this is the first watch to have this feature. It's a snap off, so it easily changes your straps. With the bolts, it was always hard with that tri-form screw to unscrew it and get that guy out of there. But that's the new one. Here we got an example of the face again. Very, very nice, and you can see there underneath the 300 meter, you got the 5 days. They're bragging there on the dial. Very, very cool. And you can see the bezel is a ceramic. It's like a blue, maybe with like a hint of green into it, a little bit of a darker blue. And then you got the gradient blue dial. Stunning watch overall. So yeah, Oris is an independent company, like I mentioned. It's not owned by any group of conglomerate. You know, there's conglomerates who have a bunch of different watch brands under their house. It's not a public one, so they design and they make cool watches, stuff that they want to do. As their slogan goes, it goes their own way. Oris started all the way back in 1904, so Oris is by no means a new watch. They've got the Swiss tradition behind them and the Swiss standards of excellence. So what Oris has done with this watch is they've continued their independent spirit, and like I said, they're an independent company, so they kind of figure what would be cool, what are people looking for, what do people want, and here with the Caliber 400, they wanted to make a caliber and a watch that was meant for today's person. So what is one of the things that they want? You know, a 5-day power reserve. That is phenomenal. You know, Oris makes a lot of watches that have got their own caliber in them, but they're a little bit pricier, and they do have some long power reserves in their ranks. But again, you're talking quite a few $1,000s. But here they wanted to make one that was easier to get a hold of. Now, the price is great if you really think about it for a 5-day power reserve. And the price of this watch here is $3,500. The Aquis with the rubber strap, that one goes for, I believe, $3,300. And if you think of what you get there with that new custom movement, it's a really good deal. The other Aquis that they had before, they were ranging around $2,000. So yes, it is a price jump, but it's definitely worth the price jump because you got such a superior caliber in there. You've also got the 10-year warranty. Now, the 10-year warranty, once you get the watch, you have to register it with the My Oris website, so that way you're guaranteed to get those 10 years. And just the fact that they have a 10-year warranty on here, it's showing you that they really believe in this movement. They really believe on what they're doing here, and I believe, you know, a lot of the line is going to have movements like this down the road. Of course, they're testing it here. Here you can see it. It's just beautiful in its simplicity, and I love how they had the logo right there, the shield logo of Oris, you know, on the rotor, and it's just a phenomenal thing to look at. So let's talk about the star of the show. The star of the show is the caliber, the 400 caliber. Um, it is, besides having a 10-year warranty, you only have to service this watch every 10 years. Other mechanical watches, you have to do it far more often. Different companies say different things. Generally, if you have problems, you know, with the watch slowing down, different issues, it can be anywhere between 3 years and 5 years. You hear different things depending on the brand and the company. Here you got both of the watches. The old Aquis, the one that's around $2,000, and then the new blue one, the Caliber 400 Aquis Date. You can see same case size and everything, but the blue is really more of a rich, true blue. The other blue from the original Aquis is more of a darker blue, like a royal blue. You can see a little hint of the purple in there, and unless you see them side by side like this, you don't really notice those little things between the two. So again, you can see them. It's not smaller. It's the same size watch as the old Aquis, just with the improvements of the new caliber movement inside it. So now that we've seen both watches side by side, let's take a look at it on the wrist. There you go. Phenomenal. The color, you can see it here. It got a little bit in the shade, but let's take it in the light a little bit here. looks great. I love this blue. It's simple but nice. So my wrist is about a 7.5 inch size wrist. The case size of this is 43.5. So those of you that tell me, hey, you know, Oris makes a couple different aquas, they have different sizes. Well, this is the 43.5 millimeter case. And for those of you that don't like millimeters, that is a little over 1.7 inches. And again, the bezel is a ceramic bezel, and the glass is a sapphire crystal. So let's we've been talking about this watch, but I never give you the reference number. So the reference number for this watch is 0140077634135, and the band is -0782409PEB. Yes, it's another long number, just like all Oris watches. That's why I keep calling it just the Aquastate Caliber 400. And here you can see it in the dark. Great lume as always with Oris, and especially the Oris Aquas.